Welcome everyone. This is another video in this lecture series on product management. This is lesson number 2, and we will be dealing with how to be a product manager in this particular video. And we will try to understand the role of a product manager, determine the qualifications and competencies that is required by a product manager. What are the deliverables? What are the tasks to be performed by a product manager? So this is also a guide for human resource managers who hires product managers on what are the qualification standard that must be present in a particular hiring process pertaining to a product manager post in your company. And so we will also be trying to determine what are the income potentials of a product manager, whether or not this is a viable career or this is another complex career that will provide you nothing but headaches. And so we will begin with who is a product manager. Now, a product manager is responsible for delivering a differentiated product to the market, meaning that you have to deliver product that is different and unique to the market. That is a responsibility of a product manager. Next is you have to address the market need and specify or present a viable business opportunity out of that market need. Of course, it is basic that you have to be knowledgeable with market research so that you'll be able to determine the need of a specific market niche or a specific market segment. And so because of that, that particular data, the information that is taken out of that research will give you an opportunity to create a business out of it. And so that's the reason why you have to present it at some point with the higher ups or in the board of directors or CEO of the company for that matter, because you have seen an opportunity out of that market need. Next is you ensure that the product supports the company's overall strategy and goals. You cannot just deliver any kind of product to the market or to the target audience which is not aligned with the goals and strategies of the company itself. Otherwise, you are some kind of a divergent to the direction of the company itself. So let's say, for example, if you are a company that deals with the effect of global warming or any kind of environmental issues for that instance or for that matter, and then you are now trying to develop a product that would destroy the environment. And I think that is a pretty absurd idea to contradict the very principle of which your organization wants to go. So you must be aligned with the goals and strategies of your organization. Next is being responsible for managing the product throughout the product life cycle. Of course, being the product manager, you have to guide the product throughout the product life cycle from the beginning, idea generation, until the development, until commercialization, until the growth, maturity, until decline, and up to the moment where you have to retire the product from the market. You are the only person responsible for gathering all the data and information pertaining to that particular product. And you are the one who is responsible for managing the entire process of the product within the life cycle. What are the competencies required for a product management roles? Number 1, domain expertise or expertise domain. Very often, your knowledge of your market and product area is why your company hired you. The fact that you know the customer and the business is the main reason why you are now a product manager. And so you cannot be a product manager without expertise in your field, without expertise in the market of which the company or the corporation belongs. And so let's say, for example, you are a product manager or you were hired as a product manager of a beauty company. So of course, it is basic that you know the whereabouts of the market and the product arena in that particular segment. Otherwise, you are a heavily misplaced individual, and I think you'll be wasting the time, money, and effort of the company upon which you're working to. Of course, there is a probability that you can still learn on the mechanics of how it works, but it would be much better if you're already an expert in that particular specific field. Next is you have to have business expertise. People say that product manager is a CEO of the product. So that is not typically 100% true. Making sure that the company is generating profit is usually involved. You need to have a suite for business skills to keep your product profitable. Of course, you need business expertise. Otherwise, how would you know that your product is doing well in the specific target market? How do you know that your product is profitable? So you need business expertise in this particular context. Next is leadership skills. Many people within your company are looking for you for the purpose of guidance. If you don't have leadership skills under your belt, you need to develop them quickly. You need to develop leadership skills. If you will not develop your leadership skills, the tendency is you will be living in chaos. Next is operational ability. Product managers need to dive deep into many details needed to manage a particular product. For example, creating part numbers and updating spreadsheets. Sometimes you can get someone else to do this task. Many times you are responsible for them. The reports, the financial calculations, the charts, and everything that is necessary for you to determine whether or not you are a profitable product manager or not, or the product that has been sold in your target market is profiting or is a burden, that will be determined by your operational ability. And so you need this requirement. Next is we have tasks of product managers. First is define product vision, strategy, and roadmap. Of course, because you are the product manager, you define the product vision, the strategy of that particular product, and the roadmap. Gathers, manages, and prioritizes market and customer requirements. Meaning you must be a product manager who has the capability to connect with your customers, your target audience, your target market, and prioritize their needs. So their need will now be the basis in the development of your product. The traditional way is that you will develop a product and then you will create a need. No, that is no longer the case. The trend today is that you will determine the need and you will provide solution for that particular need. Acts as a customer advocate, articulating the users and or buyers' need. If you are a product manager, you should understand the customer's perspective. So act yourself as an advocate for the customers. Work closely with engineering, sales, marketing, and support to ensure business case and customer satisfaction goals are met. You have to closely communicate with engineering, sales, and marketing and support, because these people are the one working in the product development, selling the product, and promoting the product. And of course, support is the back end of customer representations or customer response. And so you have to communicate constantly with them to monitor whether or not the product that you have just developed and is commercialized is doing well in the market. Next is you must have a technical product knowledge or specific domain expertise. This is what I'm telling you a while ago. You have to have product knowledge, technical product knowledge. You cannot be an ignorant of the product yet being a product manager of that particular company. You must be an expert in that particular product. And so if you are applying job in a company and you need expertise in specific products that the company are or is selling into the market, at some point, if you don't have the experience in the past, you will never get the item. You will never get the job. And so you have to be aligned upon which your expertise belong. Articulate valuable market problem. Regularly review completed works and check with customers to ensure that it meets the customer expectation. You must be a market expert. Act as a product leader within the company. Of course, you are the product manager, so you have to be the product leader within the company. All developments, all idea must be from your mind and your leadership skills. Develop the business case for new products, improvement to existing products, and business ventures. If there is an opportunity for developing new products, it must come from you. If there is a need to improve current products that is delivered in the market, in the existing market, then it should come from you. And if there are other business ventures that requires your skills as a product manager, then it must also come from you. That is also a task of a product manager. Next is develop positionings for the product and recommend or contributes information in the setting of product prices or pricing. So being the product manager, you know the whereabouts of the product and the market of which these particular products are being targeted into. And so you have the information and you have to contribute that information in the setting of the product price. Next, what are the deliverables of a product manager? Number one, a business case. Business case is a means by which you determine opportunity and present it before those who decide on what are the next steps to do within the company. You have to see opportunities, determine risk. You must be able to know what are the details of a particular market segment. Next is market needs document. You must have a documentation or any research information, any form of feasibility study that determines specific market needs. You are a product manager and you should know the market needs. Next is product roadmap. What is the specific direction of which you want the product to go? What are the challenges that has to be overcome? What are the strategies that has to be adopted in order to arrive the specific status of which the product was developed in the first place? Case studies, product comparisons, competitor analysis, and user stories. You have to gather and conduct case studies, product comparisons, competitor analysis, and also gather user stories, otherwise known as the testimonies. Next is presentation. You must be ready to present all of these data and information to the board of directors or to the CEO or to the management council for that matter with regards to all information about the product status. So you must have presentations. Probably you'll be using Prezi or you'll be using PowerPoint or any other presentation softwares and presentation device. You must be knowledgeable of Excel spreadsheets to document data used in the presentation, business case, and all of the mentioned above. What are the required experience of a product manager? Number one, demonstrated success in defining and launching product that meet and exceeds business objectives. So you cannot be a product manager if you are a newbie to the industry. Why? Because there must be a demonstrated success in defining and launching product that meets and exceeds business objectives. Excellent written and verbal communications. So if you don't know how to communicate, then this job is not for you. Subject matter expertise. If you're not an expert in this specific industry or you don't have the specific technical knowledge in a particular industry of which you are trying to apply, you're trying to work on, then give it to other experts. Give way. Next is excellent teamwork skills. You must have the capability to work with several people within a particular team. Proven ability to influence cross-functional teams without formal authority. You don't need to gain some kind of an authority or an order from a higher up, just in order for you to get the followings of those in the other department to perform what is necessarily required in order to produce the desired quality of a particular product in a specified period of time. These are the related roles of a product manager. Of course, you have to communicate with different departments within the organization, but at some point, you have to perform these particular roles of a product manager. Sometimes, one person have to perform all of this. It might sound pretty difficult, but that is the reality, especially when your company is implementing austerity measures wherein they have to maximize the potential of every individual person within the company. When the company is cost cutting, so you have to perform all of this. A product manager must perform product marketing. Of course, you have to market your product. You have to determine market strategies. You have to establish tactical advantage against your competitors. And you have also to perform as a sales manager in terms of its technical, in terms of operational, and also back-end sales representatives. You must be knowledgeable of the product or the service that you are providing to your target audience. Most probably, if you are a lawyer who knows legal matters, that is a plus when you're applying a product manager, because each of the product that you develop requires legal qualifications. In the Philippines and in the United States, we have the Food and Drug Administration, we have the Department of Environment, we have a lot of departments and government agencies that requires specific guidelines in each of the product that you are selling in the market. In the Philippines, we have Department of Trade and Industry that regulates the products that are being sold within all markets in the Philippines. And Product Development Department, you will also head that particular department. How to develop the product, well, that is also your job. And so now you have to be multitasking in this particular context. You have to perform others' job. So Product Development Department. Finance. At some point, you'll also have to act as an expert of finance, because you know the whereabouts of the products, the raw materials, the cost of the development of the product, including the commercialization of that particular product. You know all of those things, including how much will that product be sold in the market, and as well as operations in the production of the product itself. And so you are a jack of all trades, and you must be an expert in all of those trades. That's the reason why it is very significant and important that a product manager must have a strong will, a colorful and creative mind, and a guts to take risks. Now, this is the average global product manager salary. An average salary of a product manager in the United States is around $108,000. This is on a yearly basis. $108,000. In the Philippines, this is around 5 million pesos per year, or around 600,000 pesos a month. If you're a senior product manager in the Philippines, this is your salary on a yearly basis, meaning you could probably earn at around 3 million pesos in maximum, or around 76,000 in minimum on a yearly basis. The median is around 1,028,294 pesos on a yearly basis, or probably around 90,000 pesos per month. 90,000 pesos per month. Well, if you want to choose this particular career, this is not bad. If you're earning around 100,000 pesos a month, that is quite enough already. So if you are trying to become or planning to set a particular career which is related to product management, if you want to become a product manager, well, there is a potential for you anywhere in the world. In the United States, you could earn as much as 5 million pesos or $108,000. In the Philippines, you can earn as much as 1 million to 3 million pesos every year. And so if you want to become a product manager, try to begin building your career in order to qualify and become one. Now, if you look at the gender breakdown of product managers in the Philippines, you will see immediately that females are actually dominating in the product management department. There are more female product managers than male in the Philippines. So that's it. I hope that you learned something. And if you want to become a product manager, you have to start building your careers now. See you on the next lesson. Thank you for watching.